If your husband's leaving the bed every night at 3 in the morning, going downstairs, and maybe you peek downstairs, he's on his phone, and you find out maybe he's texting somebody. You say, "What are you doing?" Just just texting a friend or just looking on the internet. But you don't really believe that. But don't you think that's kind of odd for somebody to be texting at say 2, 3 in the morning?
Of course. Nobody
Right.
text anybody at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Unless you have something going on.
So we heard this story about this woman whose husband was doing this, whether it was sitting and laying in the bed right next to her, because obviously she's asleep. But one night, I guess she was pretending to be asleep, and she happened to catch a glance at the phone. And while he's texting, she was able to see the telephone number.
Okay.
So the first morning, obviously she memorized it. The first thing she did next morning was go to instantid.info, and she entered that telephone number. Right away, found out who it was. It wasn't a coworker. I mean, I think it was a coworker, but it wasn't a guy. It was a girl. Okay. And the more and more investigating she did, the deeper she dug,
Right.
the more she found out that not only was he texting her late at night, but also going to lunch with her and going to meet. He's saying they were going to the company meetings when in fact they'd be going out to dinner. But here's the real kicker: he called her. He used to do this thing called the check-in phone call. And she was watching this show one day and realized, hey, wait a second, people use this check-in phone call and it's a bunch of bullshit. So he checked in with her, make it sound like it's all about her, but really what he's doing is checking to see where she's at, so this way he can go spend a few hours being unbothered with his, mistress.
Of course.
So after about 10, 15 minutes after she hung up, first of all, he said he was at work. So she goes to instantid.info, enters the number into the search bar, and then sends that secret command or private command to his phone and gets the GPS location released back into the instantid.info system. And now she's able to see it on a dashboard.
Where he's at.
He wasn't at work.
Of course not.
I think it was at a Holiday Inn. But
God.
I remember her saying, like, it was just such a kick in the ass because here she is, she's thinking, oh, wow, maybe he's not doing it. Maybe he really cares about me. But it was all bullshit. The only reason he called was to see where she was. So this way, they wouldn't bump into each other.
Of course. And you know what I think happens when you actually find the location, somebody's location? You get to develop you put other pieces together into the puzzle.
Yeah.
Oh, he always goes to this area. He
That's
has
right.
lunches in this area. He has meetings in this area.
Yeah.
When you know he's here.
That's right. And now you
he's
begin
going
to
to-
connect the dots.
Yes.
And that's how this works.
Yes.
You start out with just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
Before you know it, you're like, head and shoulders into it.
Of course.
And then what she did is she took she went to live location streaming, which Instant ID offers. So from there, she was able to
Hold
just
on. So what do you mean live streaming?
because after you make after Instant ID sends that command to the phone, it maintains a connection. So while
you can see the trajectory?
while the connection is there, you can check a box in your instantid.info dashboard, and it says activate live location streaming.
Wow.
So now she was able to follow him, or not follow him, she was able to see where he went on that map. So that push pin moved along the map, and she was able to see everything. I think he got home at like 2 in the morning. No, I'm sorry, not 2 in the morning. Maybe, I don't remember what time she said. But basically she's like, he's
That's
bagged.
so easy. That's perfect to catch them in more lies because you can call them and say, "Hey, where are you at?"
Yeah, exactly.
You know they're at a hotel, but they tell you they're somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. All the time. They'll
Having a
never
bagel.
ever tell you the truth, which
Yes.
is why people turn to Instant ID.